For more than 4 decades, this local man has been behind bars. In 1976, Ronnie Long was found guilty and given 2 life sentences for a rape he says he didn't commit. And ever since, he's been trying to get a new trial. Our Susanna Black spoke to him exclusively about his fight that is now being impacted by a pandemic.
The courthouse in Cabarrus County is closed for most things and quiet inside. But rewind a few decades, and the outcries over a decision made here can still be heard today. In 1976, Concord police are beating back the enraged supporters of Ronnie Long, moments after the 19-year-old was given 2 life sentences for a rape he says he didn't commit.
Ronnie, are you innocent?
Yeah, yes I am.
Long has maintained his innocence up to this very minute and fought behind prison walls for his freedom. For a judge to hear how he believes he was set up by Concord police officers. But now, after 44 years,
this is the biggest step that I've had since I've been incarcerated.
He got that chance.
They know what they did to me. They know they set me up. They know they framed me. And the truth is going to be state. The truth, people will know the truth before this whole incident is over with.
I'm 100% confident in Mr. Long's innocence.
Jamie Lau is Long's attorney and works for Duke Law School's Wrongful Convictions Clinic. He represented Long on Thursday in the 4th Circuit Court of Appeals in front of a 15-judge panel. He believes Concord police officers purposely withheld evidence from the DA's office here in Cabarrus County that likely would have led them to not even consider Long a suspect.
Officers lied repeatedly during his trial. Evidence that would have undercut the arguments made by the state was hid from Long during the course of his trial, and that evidence also pointed to someone else as the assailant.
Like a rape test kit that disappeared, suspect hair samples, and many other pieces of physical evidence that never matched Ronnie Long.
There was no physical evidence on the jacket or the toboggan or the gloves or the paint or the fibers or the 43 fingerprints. What if the jury would have heard that?
The testimony was incorrect. Is that right?
I would agree with that. Yes, Your Honor.
The state agrees with that point, but still asked the court to uphold Long's conviction, stating the evidence that was presented to jurors pointed to Long as the perpetrator. Judge James Wynn told his fellow panelists they can't ignore the racial tensions in Concord, his hometown, in 1976.
There were black men who were being prosecuted wrongfully, and we know in great numbers. He spent 44 years in jail, even if he was to get out. That's a significant punishment. I just don't understand why we wouldn't take a look at it.
We keep telling him it's the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end to his incarceration.
Long's wife, Ashley, has been fighting for his freedom as well. In fact, she says that's what she spends every minute of every day doing.
He's always told me sacrifice brings success, so if we sacrifice a little bit now, then we can be successful in freeing him.
As for Ronnie Long, he's nearly had a lifetime to think about what happened and why it happened to him. One thing he says has never changed in his mind is that the victim was assaulted by somebody.
I feel as though that she was put in a position to be deceived by the Concord Police Department, just like I was deceived by the Concord Police Department. The wrong that was done to her, I don't feel as though it's right. But that's not me. They got the wrong man.
He maintains his innocence. Well, Jamie Lau says the court decision could go one of 3 ways. It could uphold Ronnie Long's original conviction, send the case back to district court for further litigation, or resolve the case in Long's favor, which would lead to his release. No word on when the court will announce its decision. Lau said in a previous hearing it took them 9 months.